Hello, this is 2.0 of cheating your way to World 8. I found a slightly faster way to cheat your way there with the warp whistles. In the previous version, you needed 3 warp whistles. In this version, however, you only need 2. So you can get both these warp whistles from the World 1. So, like in the first video, you have to beat levels 1 and 2 before you can access level 3. And in level 3 is where the first of your 2 warp whistles are going to be. So I just sped it up real quick here so you can get along the level faster and you don't have to watch it all. So when you get to this white block, just kill the red Koopa on top of it, hold down on the directional pad until you fall through the white block. You'll be behind the scenery, and once you're behind the scenery, Mario will run behind the black curtain at the end of the level. It'll bring you into this room. Inside the chest will be your first warp whistle. So alright, we're halfway there. Then this is just me going through a bunch of stuff. I sped it up so you don't have to watch it. Mini games, ho! I failed miserably. Anyway, so your second warp whistle is going to be in the fortress. Now, in order to get this warp whistle, you are going to need to have the raccoon tail. Raccoon tail is what makes you fly, and you need to have the ability to fly in order to get this warp whistle. If you're tiny and you go in, you can get the raccoon tail. This first block will have a mushroom in it, and as long as you don't get hurt the rest of the way, you will be able to get the little leaf thing that'll give you the raccoon tail. So, yeah, I'm gonna go get the raccoon tail real quick. Just jumping over the lava, dodging all the obstacles, you know, general Mario stuff. Now the second question block will have the raccoon tail. So what you're going to do is you're going to crush the dry bones. You're going to start at this wall, sprint this direction, and then fly straight up. And then move to the right, all the way as far as you can go. And you're going to hold up or down on the directional pad. I don't know which one it is. And it'll drop you in this room. Or I forget which one it is. It'll drop you in this room, and you'll get your second warp whistle. Alright, so now we can, all you have to do is beat the rest of World 1. And I'm going to explain, to get to World 2, and I'm going to explain why you only need 2 this time. If you use a warp whistle from World 1, you will be brought to the first, in the warp zone there's 3 different levels. If you use the warp whistle in World 1, you will be in the first level, and you can only access Worlds 2 through 4. If you use a warp whistle in any world, in Worlds 2 through 4, you'll be brought to the second level. And then you can access Worlds 5 through 7. And then once you use a warp whistle, if you're in the second tier and you use a warp whistle, you will be brought to the third tier, which is just World 8. So instead of finding the 3 warp whistles, or using one in World 1 to get to World 2 and get the third one, if you just beat World 1 and use the first warp whistle in World 2, you only need 2 warp whistles. And it's actually much faster. You beat many less levels. So now that I've defeated the castle, and I have 2 warp whistles, or the flying ship, and I have 2 warp whistles in my possession. So if I go to World 2, here's my first warp whistle, I'll be brought to that second level of worlds. So I can access Worlds 5 through 7, I believe it is. And then you just go to go into World 2. So use one of the warp whistles. Anytime now. Okay. Little tornado comes by, sweeps you away to the warp zone. And in the warp zone, like I said, Worlds 5 through 7 are on the second tier. And so I just chose World 7. We go to World 7, and now we still have that other warp whistle. And we can use this other warp whistle to warp to the third tier. And in the third tier, we can access World 8. And again, this is a much faster process if you just get the 2 warp whistles in World 1 and then beat it, and use your first warp whistle in World 2. And then you can get to World 8. So we've entered World 8. We've only beat 7 levels, 6 normal levels in World 1, and then the Flying Fortress. And we're in World 8. Oh, no, sorry, we only beat 6 levels. We didn't even beat level 4 in World 1. So now we're in World 8, and I just jumped in the level for no reason. I died immediately on purpose, but hey, you're in World 8, go have fun. enjoy cheating video games because, hey, it's fun. See ya.